I'm an illustrator in 12-step recovery. I go by the name 12Drawings. Um, I'd like to tell my personal story. It's a little unique the way that I tell my story because I am in several 12-step programs, but have really devoted my attention, particularly in the drawings, to the original literature of Alcoholics Anonymous, written in 1939 by Bill Wilson. The recovery programs that I have depended on for my returning sanity, sobriety, and safety were patterned after that original literature. And it wasn't until I heard someone really describe sort of the old school interpretation of Alcoholics Anonymous big book literature that I was able to return to sanity and be sober. But someone I trust suggested that I should at least tell enough of my personal story so that the mystery of these drawings doesn't start to distract from the message. I became hopelessly addicted in my 30s and lost very much. I lost my loved ones. I lost my business. I lost the confidence of my friends. Um, and I had tried everything. I had really spent quite a lot of money in the hopes that therapy, talking therapy, might help me. Unfortunately, it did not, despite the best efforts. I was attending church very regularly and giving that my all, but the sensation I got was that I was trying to use church probably for the wrong reasons. I was trying to use it as if it was a bottle of bleach that I was going to pour over myself in hopes of getting clean. And I don't think that was giving church or the God of um, my understanding, or even that church's understanding, much of a chance. It's not a bottle of bleach. Um, and so, in really a depth of desperation, feeling quite convinced that my only remedy was to end my life. And I urge you, if you're considering doing that, to reach out to talk to someone about what your situation is, because it's putting it lightly to say that it's a permanent situation. It's a permanent solution to what is uh, almost inevitably a temporary situation. But that's how I felt at the time, was that the only way I could be rid of my addiction was to die. But I'd heard of the 12 steps. I did not know much about the 12 steps. I knew almost nothing, but I'd heard that they were a hope for, they wouldn't put it this way, but I would put it this way. They were a hope for someone who felt they were down to their last chance. And so I went to the address. No, I called the number and didn't know what to expect on the other end of the phone, but it was a very responsible, absolutely normal sounding person saying, yeah, we meet at this certain address. And I went to that address and at the appointed time, and have since found out other people have experienced this, but I looked at that closed door, and I believe that decision to step up to it and and open that door, it was the heaviest door that I've ever opened in my life, just because of the fear and dread I was feeling. I did. I went in, and I was very surprised to see some of the most Again, normal is a relative word, but just normal people. I could have been walking into any type of meeting at all and wouldn't have been surprised. The people looked exactly like anybody I would expect to meet anywhere. Um, I'm going to, for the benefit of this limited recording capacity, I'm going to pause and make another recording. Part 2 coming up.